wants to be king!
Today I want to talk to the main demographic that makes up the major base of the subscribers here on this channel. And that's young men 18 to 35 years old. I know that right now, the way that the culture is going, the way that things have been for several decades, it's very easy to look at your position in this world and find yourself in a state of despair. I think so many young men are looking for guidance and leadership, and in seeking this guidance, they oftentimes find themselves in spaces that are not telling them the truth about what they need to hear, but they're telling them the most profitable things that can benefit the speaker. And that's never been what this has been about ever on this channel. I've always tried to share my scars, my experiences, my pain with others in an effort to help them not go down the paths that I've walked in my life. I speak as one who is warning men, do not follow the path that I've walked. You know, it's very strange in this life when you decide or you come to the realization that you've been walking incorrectly. The moment you decide to start taking a different path or to forge your own, oftentimes you'll find yourself dealing with things that make what you came from pale in comparison. And in today's world, with so many young men being disaffected by society at every turn, being told that you're worthless and less than, and all of the wonderful things that the people that have bought into the ideologies spewed by the Matrix and the Marxists, it's very, very easy to find yourself feeling in a rut, feeling like you don't really have a point. And if and when you try to move to feel like the weight of the world is just thrown at you, the attacks they're unforgiving. Many people, many young men, because they don't grow up with the fortification that would allow them to deal with these things, to adapt and overcome these situations, many of them hear the first bomb drop and they take cover, they take shelter, and they go right back and make themselves small, the way that they've been instructed, the way they've been indoctrinated to feel about themselves. And any movement towards becoming a real solid man is met with such opposition and such resistance in today's culture that it's much easier for men and boys to go the effeminate route and play all of the vaginal games, social media games, the incel community that makes these young women wealthy for showing pictures of their feet or pretending that they know and like these men. This all comes from this matrix construct that has been, it's subverted every institution, everything that is involved in entertaining and keeping our attention. And once you unplug away from that, you can see the truth. And if you stay away from it, if you unplug and stay silent, then you are no threat. But the moment you start to move differently, and in particular the moment that you start to try to teach others how to remove themselves from this self-fulfilling prophecy of hell, that's when the attacks start, and they come in various different forms. Now, I don't have the answers for everybody for everything that they might endure. I believe that these attacks, these pitfalls, these obstacles are custom designed by the spiritual realm. Whatever you wish to call it, there's light and there's dark. And when you're playing in the dark, the forces of the dark have you where they want you. So what you suffer is generally, it's self-inflicted. But once you start walking in the light, then the forces of dark see you as a threat. And that's when you start to be bombarded. That's when you start to become attacked. And that's when so many young men fall back on the vaginal conditioning that they have and just cower instead of standing to and facing that down. For those of you who find yourself dealing with hardship, For those of you who find yourself dealing with what seems like insurmountable odds, insurmountable obstacles, instead of cowering, instead of feeling that feeling inside your soul where there's no way that you can get through this, you need to understand why that's happening. You see, a good general is not going to waste time onslaughting and attacking a weak position. If there's no high value assets in an area, wasting vast amounts of resources, it's unnecessary. There's no value in doing that. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of tactical planning. But if and when there is a target in the vicinity that is of value, they'll decimate the whole area and factor the collateral damage in with it. That's the way that humans work. How much more so are the ones who gave this knowledge to humans going to use that against us? See, we are indeed involved in a spiritual war. We are merely pieces on a spiritual chessboard. Some people are being moved by the darkness, some people moved by the light. But the pieces that are moved by the light are attacked relentlessly by the dark. There's no way that the darkness wants that piece to move and become a king. That's what you need to understand as young men. That's what you need to understand as men, especially right now in this time. Right now in this time, men have been beaten down. Men have been emasculated to the point where it's hard to tell the difference with the young ones anymore. And all of that was necessary because a population of weak, effeminate men is easy to conquer, easy to control. And the moment one of those weak, effeminate men decides to become a monster, the dark forces send monsters after him. And sometimes those monsters are beautiful. Sometimes those monsters come wrapped up in all of the things that we're working so hard to attain. And that's why I say it's very important for young men to take their aspirations away from things, material things, this consumer mindset, and put your focus, put your sights on something that's truly meaningful. Instead of being selfish, reach back and help someone else. That's how you get what you truly want, by giving it away to someone else. And watch what happens when you do that. The moment you do that, the forces start to move. The darkness is going to put obstacles in front of you. Keep your eyes on the light. Keep moving in the light. And at the end of that journey, you will be a man that you can respect. But when you're attacked, don't look at it as something to cower. Understand that you're being attacked because the man who comes out the other end of this is a warrior. It's a threat. He's a man. Embrace those battles. Become the man that you were sent here to be. Out.